Hello everybody and welcome to this round of 16 of the Alpha U Amateur League. So we're almost ready to get into game 1 of this series. AlpX is gonna face PLA2N, and the winner of this series is gonna face either Inequalis or Wolfslayer Omega. So our first map will be Paul Alexander, and we're gonna have TVT. Hi-Bye is gonna face Droptimus in this first match of the series. We're just waiting for Droptimus to come, and well, a lot of people in this lobby actually, but well, 4 casters, well, 3 casters, and still our Terran player has yet to come, but no big deal. We're gonna wait a little bit until he's here, and we're gonna start this series. So round of 16 playoffs have started, and well, what can I say? TVT on Port Alexander. Standard map in a very weird matchup. Well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. I really like the way Droptimus plays his TVT. He's always really proactive on the map. I don't know the players of the opposing team of PLA2N, but what we'll start to know them a little bit better game after game. The play style, the coaching style as well, I guess. But we're gonna wait until a quarter past 7 p.m. I don't know why did I say 17. I have no clue. And after that, it's gonna be a walkover for the first map, since Droptimus is not yet here. And well, this is a little bit weird, but well, it's from NA, I think. So it's a little bit early in NA. I think it's around 11 AM where he lives. I have no idea why this guy's running in Russian now, but well, it's okay. Hi Namari, how you doing, guys? Let me know if there is any problem with the audio and any issue, if you can hear me or if you cannot, and if the game music is too loud, and yada yada yada. So 7 minutes until PLA2N is gonna have the first map as a walkover. We'll hope that this doesn't happen, because that could make things a little bit worse around here. So it's gonna be, the format is gonna be a best of 5. Each of the teams gonna make play one of their players. So our first one is gonna be Droptimus, then Lanfear, then Sun Lily, and then Zeibubi. And after that, if this is necessary, there's gonna be an ace match in which one of those 4 players from each team is gonna play an ace match, and the winner of that match is gonna decide the winner of the series. Whoever wins, of course, advances into the round of 8. As I said before, the winner is gonna play one of the 2 teams that are Inequalis and Wolfslayer Omega, and what so on until the finals. So PLA2N has a little bit of a better score overall in this tournament until now. They have 5 victories and just 1 loss in the last match, in the last series, sorry. While AlphaX Amateur EU team has won 4 out of the 6 series before the playoffs started. So it's not actually that big of a deal, but that shows that the 2 teams that are gonna play today are really strong teams. And well, I'd say they're 2 of the favorites to win the whole tournament. Especially Platoon is a really scary team with those 5 victories. But we're just gonna see what is going to happen. So no sign yet from Droptimus. We're gonna wait 5 more minutes until this is back, and we hope he will be. I think our captain is writing him private messages right now to tell him to come. And he's actually online on Discord, so I think we're gonna have our first series in Droptimus versus Hi-Bi. But well, you never know with this guy. Not yet anything happening. So Droptimus and Hi-Bi are both Terrans and are both Masters player. Actually, let's go check Hi-Bi playstyle. He's a 4.6k Terran. Just wanna check a little bit of his build orders. So he goes for Refinery first. That's pretty common, especially in TVP, but it may be used in TVT and TVC as well to get a faster Reaper. Barracks is a little bit delayed, but that's oftentimes not a big deal since the Reaper comes at a proper time. So this is a TVC, so of course we're gonna see Hellion Rush. Well, I'm more interested in finding a TVT. This is not a TVT. This is a TVT. So Refinery first, Barracks second, and this game lasted 2 minutes. I don't think that's really indicative of the playstyle of Hi-Bi. This is another TVZ. 31 minute TVZ. Oh my god. 39 minutes TVZ. That is really a lot of time. Oh god. I don't really want to be the Zerg that lost this 40 minutes game. So, will I ever find a TVT? Got him. So in this scenario you went actually for Barracks first, Refinery second, and to Refinery. Well, this is this is a cheese though. Yeah, this is definitely a cheese. What about this one? Yeah, again, a Reaper cheese. This guy likes the Reaper cheese in TVT, apparently. And Droptimus is quite the cheese holder. I don't want to jinx it. Let's see over here. Yeah, that's a lot of Reapers again. Or maybe that's just standard and I don't know anything about TVT, but well. Siege tank on high ground, I guess. Banshee cloaking field. Well, it kinda is really devoted into doing a lot of damage in the early stages of the game. A lot of Reapers is quite standard nowadays, but you usually want to take out of that a little bit earlier, but well, apparently our captain Quodis just said if we could play game 2 first instead of game 1, because Droptimus isn't answering yet and maybe he's having some problems. and well, we're gonna see if the opponent team, Platoon, is gonna allow us to play the second game first, or they're gonna get the walkover. As for Classic, oh, here he is. So Classic versus I don't know. You're gonna see shortly. By the way, the two captains are going to decide what's gonna happen next. So it's either gonna be a walkover or Optimus will play in game 2. I don't think we're gonna be allowed to let Optimus play later, since we're waiting for him since a while. Yeah, but they're actually okay with it, it looks like, I guess. So that will be the best resolution of this issue. While we're actually waiting for Optimus to answer and tell us if he can play even during the second match. So this lobby is gonna get dismantled. Oh, come on, Lamphy. I'm not giving away our strats. I'm giving away their strats. So second map is gonna be Kairos Junction. Well, second map. Let's call it first map or something. It's gonna be Kairos Junction is gonna be Lamphy versus Skeletor. So it's gonna be PVT. Master versus a Diamond, it seems like. We're gonna see what this is gonna lead us to. I think we're almost ready. I got it the wrong way. Lamphy is actually Diamond right now, while Skeletor is actually Masters. But I think Lamphy is actually NA. I'm not sure 100%, but I think he's NA. So I think we're almost ready to get into game 1, I guess. After a little bit of a time loss over Optimus not coming, hoping he will be ready as soon as this game is over. So 10 seconds until we're actually getting into game 1 of this series. Kairos Junction TVP. Well, according to lots of players, Kairos Junction is the most standard map of the pool, and I actually find myself agreeing with this. Kairos Junction is a very standard and balanced map that allows for a lot of different strategies. And look how cool are the new banners, actually. Archons and Reapers from Katowice stream. That's really cool. Should have told the guys to play blue and red, but well, it's okay, I guess. well, let's get into game 1, I guess. So spawning in the bottom right corner of Kairos Junction, playing for Platoon, is the Red Protoss. His name is Skeletor. Spawning in the top left corner of Kairos Junction is the Orange Terran. Playing for AlphaX, make some noise for Lanfear. So, Refinery first from Lanfear. He's gonna go for an early Reaper. At the same time, Skeletor drops to Gateway and tries to get the Scout as usual. Nothing too different from the complete standard assimilator on the way as well. While Lanfear is actually getting his barracks on in his base, so no proxy. We're gonna see if Lanfear goes for some, if Skeletor goes for something a little bit more, you know, weed. Lanfear pulls one SCV to help with dealing with the probe that is certainly going to try and mess a little bit around with the mineral lines and the buildings of our Terran. So the probe is actually stuck inside. Really good play by Lanfear that gets a supply depot. It actually, you know, delays a little bit his second SCV. Or second. Not really second, but to get this supply depot and block this full probe inside his base. At the same time, Skeletor going for a Nexus, for a cybernetic core first and Nexus second. Still a lot of energy on this Nexus. The Chronoboost has been used on the Stalker to get a little bit of defense against the Reaper. Oh, look at this skin. That's cool. So Marauder first for Lanfear after the Reaper. While he's getting his Steam Pack, I guess he wants to get the Marauder count a little bit bigger. A nice grenade to actually escape the Soaker. That can't chase him, really. So Sentry and Twilight Council is the tech choice of Skeletor over here. At the same time, a reactor next to the barracks, while another barracks is on the way. Actually, this is a really heavy bio play. It actually may be Marauder's steamed all-in. Concussive shells is probably gonna be the second thing that's gonna come out of this tech lab. At the same time, an engineering bay is almost done as well. So this could be a bunker push or just a Marauder push. This Reaper gets into a bit of a sweet spot, but he has to be careful not to get stuck. Oh, and he loses the Reaper, actually. That's pretty much a big hit. I don't think Lanfear actually scouted the Twilight Council, so he doesn't know Blink is on the way. A Robo is on the way as well, but that's precisely what this push is good against. So he probably would have been quite happy to see what's going on in Lanfear's base. The boys have been pulled and this is gonna be 100% a steam timing attack with some, maybe a bunker coming. Shield batteries on the way for Skeletor, a bit of a preemptive move with the scouting from the hallucinated Phoenix, but well, the army supply of Skeletor is basically non-existent. As soon as this Marauder are gonna steam up this ramp, but 5 Stalkers is something. They're trying to focus actually the shield batteries while the probe have been pulled. A lot of damage coming from those Marines and those Marauders, but the Stalkers are not getting focus fired, and on the back they are just gonna hold this kind of heavy committed pressure by Lanfear. Skeletor only loses 2 probes, while Lanfear loses all 7 SCVs he actually pulled to try and deal some damage. Really good Phoenix hallucinated Phoenix Scout by Skeletor that actually is able to really get a good advantage, especially in economy. 42 workers to 28 by Lanfear, but the army supply by our orange Terran is still pretty strong. A little bit of a committed move by Skeletor that loses 1 Stalker before blinking away the others. No Medivacs here to heal those Sting Dire, but I think he just wants to go through the map again, maybe with an OSCV pool. That would be something. Those Stalkers are right here waiting in case something happens to get a little bit of a scout. And actually an hallucinated Phoenix is gonna go all the way to try and scout what's going on in Lanfear's base. Charge is completed, combat shield is almost over, and the first immortal is actually gonna come out of this as well. The Phoenix is gonna actually scout concussive shell going on, or maybe he's gonna think it's combat shields, but now that he sees the Marines, oh actually he will not see them. I don't think Skeletor actually knows this is coming towards him. 2 immortals, not what's really good against this many Marauders and this many Marines. A little bit bruised, this bio army, but those shield batteries, and now Skeletor actually sees this whole army coming up this ramp, and engagement has started, but Lanfear knows that he has not too much to do with this. He tries to get a good catch on this Zealot and tries to commit even more with his Steam Bio up the ramp. The Immortals are shielding a lot of damage with the Bio passive, and the shield batteries are just gonna help with this. Another Stalker falls, but more Bio is dying than Protoss units are. Zealots are dying after Zealots, but they're just tanking for those Stalkers and Immortals to actually deal the real damage. +1/+1 armor and ground weapons for the Protoss are on the way as well, and they're gonna be finished before this push is over probably. And I don't think Lanfear is enough to actually kill the Protoss right now. He has to back up. His bio army is really bruised, while the shield batteries of Skeletor still have a lot of energy. He just killed his own Zealot, but misclick happens. So 3 base economy for Skeletor, 50 workers to 40 right now. Still more bio is gonna get out of those many barracks. Here a starboard on the way as well, while this reactor is gonna be probably used for getting some medivacs out. Actually +2/+2 on the way for Skeletor as well, and the Templar Archive is gonna allow the Protoss to make some Archons, something that is gonna potentially deny completely the army built up by Lanfear. And I think it's gonna be especially good if he gets Storm. At the same time, Lanfear army is once again a little bit scary. This turret is just trying to deny some scouting, while this observer is actually getting into position to actually see when Lanfear is gonna move out. He actually even knows that Lanfear is going for a 3rd base at the same time, probably. The army of Skeletor is getting really healthy. A lot of Stalkers, a lot of Zealots. Warpism on the way to juggle those Immortals, and they both move out at the same time, but the one who has the vision right now is Skeletor. With that observer, only Zealots are dying and trying to do some damage. A good force field wall coming for Skeletor, but both players didn't really lose a lot. Good snipe on that sentry. Skeletor is going a little bit greedy on economy. An Immortal actually dies right now because the Prism was not there yet. A lot of Stalkers, but not a lot of DPS coming from Skeletor's army. He has to make the most out of these charge lots. And nearby at the same time, Lamphere actually has to go back home if he doesn't want to lose this command center. His whole army has been called back, while Skeletor actually has time to rebuild his healthy amount of Stalkers and Zealots, and +2 is just finished. I don't think where this is gonna go, but the supply is heavily in favor of Skeletor. That is just gonna get some Archons and Zealots as well. I think Skeletor has this game in the back, unless he makes from some really bad... Well, actually I didn't see this ghost coming. Both armies move at the same time. This War Prism is a little bit of a weak spot, but he gets into track again. Lamphere trying to come for a little bit of a scout. Not a really good EMP coming from the ghost. Skeletor gets a good concave, Archons and Zealots, time to no damage. Good blink to kill the Medivacs, and the army of Lamphere is just gonna get destroyed by this huge amount of Stalkers and everything Lamphere has just died. At the same time, the Zealot run-by is going on in its natural. 22 workers have died, and GG well played is called by Lamphere. Really solid performance by Skeletor that was able to hold a lot of different pushes by our orange Terran. So a little bit of a big supply blocked, probably also had quite a big impact in the game of our orange Terran. But, well, Skeletor has had a really big advantage all game long. It was a really big push with Marauders and Steampack coming for Lamphere, a really committed one, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Platoon gets the lead 1-0 against AlpX in this round of 16, and now we're gonna wait for our second player to try and tie up the score. So Droptimus is not yet here, so we're actually going to play the third match of the series. It's gonna be Destroyer versus Sun Lily. So ZVP. On Automaton. A really good map for Ro16. Well, Sun Lily actually has made an habit of herself to do some really weird and aggressive builds, so we're just gonna see what's gonna happen. What is sure that this series is far from over, even after the really convincing victory of Skeletor versus Lamphere. After quite an aggressive match, lots of engagements going on for large portions of that game. So we're ready to get into game 3 of the series, or game 2, well, it depends. We're just waiting yet for Droptimus to come. But, well, looks like I was the last one to enter the party. And everything is pretty much ready. 10 seconds until the second game of this series is gonna start as ZVP on Automaton. What a map. One of the best maps in a long time. So those two players are gonna be two Diamond 1 MMRYs, I don't think there's gonna be a really huge difference in MMR, but they both die one. Of that I'm pretty sure. While the other two players had Master 3 and Master 2 MMR in the previous match. No, maybe they were both 4.6k actually. But yes, what Cody says is correct. All players are between 4.2k and 4.6k. But let's jump into game 2 of the series with Platoon leading 1-0 against AlphaX and Nia spawning in the right side of Automaton, as the Green Protoss playing for the team who's ahead right now. It is the Destroyer. Spawning in the left side of Automaton, trying to fight for Alpha X and tie up the score, is our purple Zerg. Everybody in the chat, cheer a little bit for our Sun Lily. Pull first, 16 pull actually, to prevent this little probe to mess up with our build. Everything is pretty standard once again. This is probably gonna be an adept opening by the Destroyer. Oh, look at this trophy. Not too shabby. Rob is trying to get a little bit of a scout. He sees a little bit of an early hatchery. He's gonna see the pool, or maybe not. He just assumes there is a pool apparently, and he patrols this sentry over here. He's probably in fear of a 15-14 since he's seen a pretty early hatchery, but at the same time he's not overreacting. He goes for Nexus first and Cybernetico second, and he gets the second assimilator going on as well. Sun Lily once again is just trying to do the complete stardom, saving up minerals to get the 2 queens and the 2 packs of Zerglings, and here they gonna come. Here they are. 2 queens roughly started at the same time. This probe is trying to mess up a little bit with the mineral line of Sun Lily, while at the same time Sun Lily is gonna see the chrono boosted gateway getting into high ground, gonna see the warp gate starting and the adept starting, everything going really standard, and a robo opening instead of a Stargate or Twilight Council opening. This is something that's becoming really common in a PvZ right now, so I'm not really surprised. So probably what we're gonna see next is actually a sentry after the Stalker to try and deny the vision coming from the Overlord. At the same time, the Destroyer gets a little bit of a snipe on the Zergling, on the scouting Zergling, but I don't think Sun Lily really cares about it. He has the queens to try and deflect this scouting tool. Actually, the adept is taking a lot of damage. He tries to get some scouting with the just adept, and then he cancels it. Third archery going on for Sun Lily as well. Lily is going for a standard opening, most likely. This over here is trying to get some vision into the main base of the Destroyer, maybe hiding for a little bit of night display, who knows. These Zerglings are actually coming through, seeing the Wolf is open actually. The Hallucinated Phoenix of course helped with getting... Oh, this is gonna be a snipe on the adept actually. A big scouting tool is done for the Destroyer, while Lily can safely position her Zerglings up to catch the probe going for the third base of the Destroyer that's yet to come. Roach Warren on the way, and Lair as well for Lily that wants to transition into tier 2, maybe get some Hydras or Nidus. to try and deal with the robo base she scouted, I guess. Yes, she did. So Immortals is not getting chrono boosted. The destroyer has some other priorities right now. Forge on the way, and actually a Twilight Council as well. We're probably gonna see a little bit of a Stalker, Charge Lot Immortal play. The Stalkers are trying to get dropped. This is a strategy showcased by Stats in the finals of last IEM Katowice. But, well, it didn't appear such a strong strategy, to be honest. Not really able to get a Lily's, Zerglings or Queens. So he's just gonna withdraw and get the Observer into position. Maybe Glide Reconstitution on the way for Sun Lily, better known as Rush Speed. +1 and charge. So what we're gonna see after by the Destroyer is probably gonna be really standard army composition. Charge Lots, Immortals, Archons, CIA. So more Overlords are actually dying, so those Stalkers are actually getting something done, but no scouting on the Roach Warren over here. And actually no scouting on the layer as well. The Destroyer scouting really wasn't actually on point in this game. More Overlords coming for Salini that doesn't want to get supply blocked, and then Hydra then suggesting a Hydra Roach push right now, since she's probably gonna deny this. Well, probably not, but she gets hope, and that's something. Lots of sentries, lots of zealots coming. Well, she needs to catch the Twilight Council, and the Templar Arca is going on as well, if she wants to actually read this. But I think it's something pretty easy to read anyway. Full base going on for Salili as well. Let's get into our healthy amount of workers. 20 more than our Protoss. So our income is really big right now. Cruise Pines on the way, and did I see a drop load? Yes, I did. 3 drop loads. And Overlord Speed on the way as well. So we're gonna see a little bit of a Roach drop in the main of the Destroyer to actually catch for some tech, get some probes, or maybe snag some upgrades as well and delay the tech up of the Destroyer. Let's get into quite a healthy amount of units. This army is quite good against those many Roaches and Zerglings. And drop loads are ready as well. And they probably not gonna get scattered by the Destroyer. That's gonna have a lot of damage in his base, but Lily doesn't have a lot home to defend from this. And I wanna get a better vision of this engagement. No scouting on the Overlords that actually are gonna get behind to try and get a little bit of a flank on this army. What a move by Sun Lily that actually lets the Zealots through while dropping. Oh, wait, what is this? Well, a little bit of a last spike. And Sun Lily is losing a lot of units. All those Overlords as well are a little bit too clumped up. Someone is lagging the game, by the way. And the Destroyer is actually gonna deal a lot of damage, and actually has been killed 26 drones full. The drop loss strategy wasn't really what Sun Lily needed. And their army is just non-existent right now. A lot of Roaches are actually coming right now, but most of them are just gonna die. The drop loads die as well. While at the same time those Archons try to deal some damage to the Overlords. Rogue Prism gets into position. More Roaches and more Hydras are coming out of those lava. But if this is not enough to push away the Destroyer's army, really scary amount of Immortals yet, and Sun Lily is forced to call the GG after what looked like a really clever move. Platoon getting the 2-0 lead right now. So AlpX needs to step up the game if we want to get into round of 8, but Platoon is showcasing some really solid playstyle. Well, no Optimus, so this is gonna be a walkover, and actually AlpX has just lost the series. 3-0, I think. That's a little bit of a sad note at the end of this stream. That's too bad. Platoon is gonna get a walkover on Optimus, so it's gonna be a 3-0 victory for our opponents that deserve this victory with some really good games. And that's just a little bit too unlucky. Sibubi wasn't able to play as well. He's one of our crown jewels, I guess, in the master department of player wise. And well, this is gonna be it for the stream. We're gonna get a 3-0 loss. Well, Platoon is gonna advance into the round of 8 to face one of the teams between Inequalities and Wolf's Lair Omega. And well, GG. Well done to our opponents. My name is Econtistas. You can check my stream, twitch.tv/Econtistas. You can read my name next to that mic thing above my face. And to the left of that big Hydra. So, well, see you next time. Good luck everybody in the round of 8. And GG, well played to everybody. Let's hope we're gonna see an AlpX victory in the next stream. Goodbye everybody. Take care.